Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome for the first time if it's your first time practicing with me. I'm Molly Rose. This is the last video in a three-part series, so you're meant to be able to piece them all together into one long class or pick and choose. This class is Evening Unwind, sequenced for you to wind down from your day, but of course you could practice at any time. We'll be moving a little bit slower, keeping the movements slow, juicy, and nice and restorative. So we'll get started laying down on our backs in constructive rest. So taking the feet about mat width distance apart, and the knees bent and knocked together. This is a lovely pose for the sacrum and the low back. Resets the spine. Place your palms face down on top of your belly. Make any subtle little adjustments that you need to make so that you're absolutely comfortable in stillness here. Let your eyelids get heavy. And begin to deepen your breath. See if you can think about using your breath to carve out more space in the low belly. Breathing into your palms, feeling them rise and fall. Feeling the rib cage expand and contract like an accordion. Let your brain sink heavily to the back of your skull. And ground into the stability of your back body, rooted against the earth. Allow the events of your day to begin to melt away and dissolve with each breath. Dropping you here in the present moment. Take a moment to just acknowledge the energy that you're arriving to this practice with. Notice anything that you might be carrying or holding on to from your day or your week. And continue inviting the breath deeper. Begin to extend your arms up and overhead. Let it be a passive stretch, so keep the elbows soft. Let the backs of the palms rest down, so kind of an extended cactus shape. Feel just a gentle opening to the heart, and then let your knees fall over to the right, coming into a spinal twist. If this feels like enough already, stay here. If you want a little bit more sensation for the left thigh, you'll take the right ankle on top of the left knee. You make that figure four shape, and then your right foot's kind of like a little weight pressing the left inner thigh closer towards the mat. Just be mindful of how this feels on the knees here. If it feels painful or tweaky in any way, I would recommend stepping the foot down. If you've got the figure four across of the legs, gently release. Keeping the feet wide, bring the knees back up through center and drop them over to the left. So coming right to the other side. The eyelids stay heavy. Try to allow the body to just relax into this shape, either staying here or finding that figure four cross of the left ankle over the right outer thigh. If you're in figure 4, step the left foot down, bring the knees back up through center, and then just gently straighten both legs forward. Reach the fingertips further back behind you. Point your toes forward. Take a nice full body stretch, breathing in from tips of toes to fingertips, and then draw the right knee into your chest. Pull the thigh in close to your abdomen, feel a little compression of those organs, and then start to draw slow, intentional circles with your right knee. You are stirring a big pot of soup or drawing circles on the sky with your kneecap. Reverse directions, take it the other way. And next time that the knee comes close towards the chest, take your palms behind the right thigh and begin to extend the leg up. Point and flex through your right foot. And start to draw circles with the foot around the ankle. With the right leg still lifted, bend your left knee, plant your left foot, and come right to figure 4. Your right ankle crosses over your left thigh. And your right palm either just gently presses the right thigh away from you, or you can hug the left thigh all the way into the chest. Try to keep the shoulder blades nice and wide and anchored down to the mat. Head and neck relaxed. Making sure you're not clenching through the jaw. And if the left foot was lifted, just slowly dropping it back down, stepping the right foot to meet it. Straighten both legs, take a full body stretch, reach the arms up and over. And then left knee hugs into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze, pull it in towards the abdomen, and then start to find those circles with your left knee. Using your left thigh bone to floss through any sticky areas in the left hip. Reverse directions, take it the other way. Back to stillness. Begin to straighten the left leg up. Bring the hands behind the thigh. Points and flex your foot. You circle the foot around the ankle. And so transitioning to figure 4, bend the right knee, plant the foot, and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And then just choose which variation works best for you here. It might be the same as the other side, it might be different. And try to land in a place where you're dancing kind of on the edge of that effort and ease. The upper body is relaxed, but you definitely feel sensation in the outer hips. Let the right foot come back down. Step the left foot to meet it. Glide the feet forward, reach the arms up. Big breath in, full body stretch. And then bending both knees, plant the feet, and just roll over to one side. Press yourself up and find child's pose. So big toes together to touch. Knees about mat width distance apart. Glide the palms forward, melt the heart, melt the head. Sitting bones heavy on top of the heels. Establish once again the connection to your breath. Tent up onto fingertips, walk both palms over to the left. Let them come off of your mat and onto the floor. Really reaching away from the body. Let the right sitting bone be heavy to the right heel. And then you can use your right ear on the right bicep as a little bit of a weight to find even more sensation on the right side body. Start to walk the hands back through center and then all the way over to the right. So trying to find as much length as possible in the left side body, feeling the ribs widen apart, feeling the hip roll back towards the heel. Walk the palms back through center and start to pull yourself forward to tabletop. So draw the knees underneath the hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and then inhale, drop your belly, look forward, tilt your tail. Exhale to press around your spine, curl the tail, curl the chin. And then just move around organically here. So it doesn't have to be cat and cow. You can circle out the hips, the shoulders, the neck. Just start to move in this yummy, delicious way that feels really good for you. Let your breath guide the movement. And use this as an opportunity to once again drop into sensation, drop into feeling in your body. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Last few rounds of breath here. And then from a neutral spine tabletop, start to walk the palms a little bit farther forward. Pull yourself forward so your shoulders come over your wrists and start to drop your hip points down to the mat. Bend your knees so your heels come up towards your bum and start to circle out through the feet and the ankles. Keep the shoulders melting down the back and pulling together so the chest is moving forward, thinking upward facing dog here. A little engagement of the low belly to protect the low back. Draw the navel in. Curl the toes in on the mat. Lean back so that you come upright, seated on top of your tucked toes. So coming into toe pose, a personal favorite. Just kidding. Bring the knees a little bit closer together if they're really wide apart. Make sure all 10 toes are tucked under if possible. Sometimes the last 2 don't go. Let the palms rest face down on top of the thighs. Have the shoulders stacked over the hips. Think about elongating the spine, drawing up through the crown. And then closing your eyes. The hardest part is just being here. This can be a really intense posture. Just staying with breath. We won't be here for too long, I promise. Just like uncomfortable situations in life, they don't last forever. This too shall pass. Allow yourself to lean into the discomfort rather than shy away from it. And with your next inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. And with the exhale, draw the hands in to the heart center. Lean forward, come onto your palms. Carefully untuck the toes, give a little tap to the tops of the feet. And then have a seat back on your heels. Coming into Virasana, shoulders once again stack over the hips. Close the eyes. Inhale, send your arms wide and up overhead. Exhale and cactus the arms wide, squeeze the shoulders together, lift the chest up. Bring the hands behind your back, interlace your palms, draw the knuckles down, roll the arms together, heart lifts up. And then take the clasp of your hands over to your left hip, kind of just hook them around so they're hanging out there. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. So breathing into the right side of the neck. You might play around a little bit with the orientation of the chin, pointing it up, pointing it down. Just notice what changes. And then roll the chin down to the chest. Bring the clasp of your palms over to your right hip and roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Keep the left shoulder head still rolling back, trying to keep as much width across the chest as possible. And then roll the chin down to the chest, knuckles back behind you, let the arms roll together, lift your gaze up, a little bitty back bend. And then release the palms, sweep them high. Let the palms come together to touch. Interlace your hands, bring them to the back of your head. Draw the chin to your chest, let the elbows fall inward towards the temples, lengthen out through the back of the neck. And then gently lift the head back up, release the hands. Come forward and right to downward facing dog. Curl your toes and lift your hips. Take a moment to settle into your shape, pedal through your feet, move the hip side to side, spread the fingers nice and wide, maybe set up the palms a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. Think about sending your heart back between your knees, your navel towards your spine. Step your feet together to touch and sweep your right leg to the sky. Bend the knee and roll the hip open, point the right knee up. Find some big juicy circles with your right knee. Again, flossing through that pelvic joint. Step the right foot down and sweep the left leg high. Same thing on this side, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Find some rotation with the left knee. And then step the left foot down, back to downward facing dog. With an inhale, shift forward to plank. And on the exhale, drop the knees. Lower chest and chin down, keep your bum sticking up in the air. Elbows are squeezing in. And then straightening the legs back, dropping the hips. Bring the heart forward, baby cobra, elbows squeeze together, shoulders melt away. And then soften the forehead down to the mat. Reach the left arm straight off to the left, palm facing down. With the right palm under the right shoulder, begin to roll onto your left side body. So you're facing towards the right side of your mat. And then bend your right knee and step the right foot behind the left leg. Make sure the head rests all the way down. If it doesn't make it, go ahead and grab a block, a pillow, anything that you might have nearby for support. And then just use that right palm as a kickstand. So as you press into it, you let the right shoulder peel back a little bit more, the chest open, and the more that the right knee falls back behind you, the more you'll find some opening across the right hip. Just one more breath here, and then we'll straighten the top leg, revolve back onto the belly, and right to the other side. Straighten the right arm first. Bring the left palm in and then roll onto the right side body. Left knee bends, foot plants behind the right leg. Just think about bringing the shoulder blades closer together on the upper back. Slowly peeling open through the front of the heart. Slowly revolving back to center. This time, keep the left knee bent and land into half frog. So your left inner knee lands down, your chest drops down onto the mat, and the arms come into a cactus shape. Keep your right ear down. And then just trying to find a 90-degree angle with your left knee, so left foot below the knee. Let your eyes close, let yourself enjoy this shape. Dropping back into breath. Feeling the back body rise and fall. Feeling the front body balloon against the earth. We'll stay here for 5 more rounds of breath. Once you've completed that 5th round, gently straighten the left leg back behind you and come right to the other side. Turn your left ear to the mat. Bend your right knee out and up towards your right elbow. And then do your best to just relax into this shape. Trust that the shape that you're in is going to provide just enough opening that you need. Last 5 full rounds of breath. And when you're ready, right leg straightens back to meet the left. Bring the palms to stack. Rest your forehead down, keeping the back of the neck neutral. I'm just pausing here for a moment to observe. From here, we'll roll right on over onto our backs. So laying down flat, resting the back of the head, and then we'll bend the knees up and in, hug them into your chest. Find a little rock side to side. And circle the knees together or separately. I like to imagine like I'm a little folded piece of origami here. Move my knees apart and then back together. Just make sure that you go in both directions. And land yourself in a happy baby. Reach the arms inside of the legs, grab hold of shins, ankles, outer edges of feet. Just feel a bit of weight into the palms as the arms plug down into the shoulders and draw the thighs a bit closer towards either side of the body. And you might play around with straightening out one leg at a time, rolling around a little side to side. Just let it feel good. It's your practice. Make it your own. And then drawing the knees back together, take the palms face down, slide them one at a time below your low back, below your hips, and then straighten your legs up towards the ceiling. So a variation of legs up the wall. If you have a yoga block nearby, you could slide that under the sacrum. If you have a chair or a couch, you could throw the legs up there. If you're near a wall, you can throw your legs up the wall. But this is a nice option for us, using the palms for a little extra support if you are propless like me. Taking a moment to cultivate a bit of gratitude for these two legs, these 2 feet, your support system that quite literally carries you around and holds you up all day long. Begin to bend your knees, bring the feet back down to the mat. If you've got the legs up the wall and you want to stay there for the rest of your practice, by all means. We'll find a simple spinal twist. So hug the right knee in, straighten the left leg forward, and drape the right knee across the body. And then the right arm comes out like a goalpost. You can turn your chin over the right shoulder. And relax. Allow this to be a beautiful moment of release after your practice. Anything that may have risen to the surface gets unwound and released. Coming back through center, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee in, and switch sides. Last breath here. And then coming back through center, draw both knees into the chest, curl your forehead up to your knees, round yourself into a tight little ball, give yourself a big hug. Acknowledge all that you've done today, the fact that you showed up for yourself, that you rolled out your yoga mat to practice. And then letting everything go, straighten the legs forward, arms alongside the body, palms face up. Let yourself take up some space here, spread out. Do anything you need to do so that you're comfortable to drop into stillness. A nice deep breath in through the nose, fill all the way up. And then an open mouth exhale, let it go. Shavasana.